And Dara Natisha Gremlins. We are back from our Dragon Age. Yeah. So last time we went into the Brazilian forest and we're dealing with a werewolf problem. And then I got to a point where they attacked us and I didn't feel so great about killing the werewolves. So when they killed me and I reloaded, I just kind of walked away and we went on a journey to find Sten's sword instead. And we found it with fucking Twin and Redcliffe. So we have that. The game crashed right at the end, but I did go back and finish getting that and then saved at the campsite. So we're going to hop right in at the campsite and give Sten his sword. Which is the most important thing. I think I have to do it like a gift. Clear out all these highlights. Alright. Sten's sword. Gift, yes. Sten. Here is your sword.
Strange. I had almost forgotten it. Completion. Are you sure you are a Grey Warden? I think you must be an Ashkari to find a single lost blade in a country at war.
What will you do now?
My sword is in my hand again. I should put it to use. And I could deliver a much more satisfying answer to the Arishok's question if the blight were ended. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
Then lead the way.
Hooray! Sten likes us enough to get skill. Why are you here? Are you oh. Is this party member thing? Are you thinking it's a party even though it's the campsite? No. Anyway. Look how much Sten likes us. He's warm now. Incredible. Never would have thought it possible. Ooh, now he's got moderate strength. He's so strong. Alright, what other gifts do I have in here? That's for the dog. I want to give it to the dog, even though the dog is at full, and look, he loves me. Oh, let's go talk to Zevran, actually.
Here I am.
Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
What is your opinion of the Dalish? Dalish?
I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
Was the woodcutter your father?
How should I know? My mother was a whore, as you'll recall. None of the other elven boys in the whorehouse knew their fathers. I was not so unusual. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
And yet you're oddly cheerful about it all.
It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
I mean, I was alright. You say that again.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
I know the sort of gloves you speak of.
I suppose you would. I'd always wanted another. In fact, I ran off to join a clan once when they drew near Antiva city, thinking that there I would find my true calling. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
What a coincidence, Severin. I happen to have some Dalish gloves right here.
Gloves? You're giving me gloves? What for?
They're Dalish gloves, like your mother's.
Maker's breath. You're right. It is like my mother's. The leather was less thick and it had more embroidery, but these are very close and quite handsome.
You're welcome.
Do I seem surprised? Perhaps I am. Still, I appreciate the fact that you even thought of me. No one has simply given me a gift before. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Raking in that approval. Oh, I should probably check your kind of equipment you've got. Crow dagger. Oh man, critical and backstab damage. I want that. What if I just take all your stuff since I'm not really going to use you in the party? Because, you know, I'm the stabby elf around here. Alright, and let's go sell the rest, have a chat with everyone.
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me.
Alright. You didn't mention your son in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
Blood isn't all that important.
That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
But where do these goods come from? Not the deep roads.
Look, we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Lost Tides, what good did they do lying there? I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember. It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more now with the Darkspawn coming.
What do you mean?
People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch.
I suppose it's better than having the Darkspawn take it all.
That's what I tell myself, too. Ah, these are dark times indeed. Dark times, my friend.
Have you heard any rumors?
The Darkspawn have attacked Lothering. I don't think everyone even had fled by the time they came, either. Word has it they swarmed the entire area, making off with prisoners and burning down the buildings, and then they were gone. Just as quick. I wonder if there's anyone left. I heard some chanters were going to head down south, maybe to try to find some survivors. I'm not holding out hope myself. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Ooh, you have a rune slot. We could do some enchantment on you. God, 12 attack, armor penetration, willpower. Maybe now you won't die so much in battle, boy. Let's see. I think
Enchantment?
I have cold damage.
Enchantment!
Yeah, spell resistance and a frost rune. You have electric damage. Let's do you and frost rune. Yeah. It's all frosty. Liliana, why are you standing over here?
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
Something on your mind?
I have some questions.
Of course.
Well, that's a lot. So how did you become a Grey Warden?
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
Ha ha, very funny.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
You don't seem like the religious sort.
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
Why did the Grand Cleric want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
He was a good man.
He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Here I am.
Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Why did you want to leave the crows exactly?
Well now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin, after all, is a living, at least as far as such things go. I was simply never given the opportunity to choose another way. So, if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it?
But what would you rather do?
Now that you mention it, I am not entirely certain. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased. For 3 sovereigns, I'm told. Which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The crows buy all their assassins that way. Buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder. And if you do poorly in your training, you die.
And that system works?
Of course. You compete against your fellow assassins, and those who survive are rightfully proud of it. In Antiva, being a crow gets you respect. It gets you wealth. Gets you women. And men. Or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining.
I think I understand.
As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go.
I'm happy to have you along.
And here I am, happy to be had. Isn't it wonderful how things work out that way? Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so.
Alright, doggy. I know I could give this gift to someone else since your approval rating is already as high as it's going to be, but it's an ox bone, and I want to give it to you. Yay! Okay. Alright, market. God, why are you gonna sit so far from everyone?
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
I already asked you that, so let me
What
try.
do you wish of me?
I'd like to discuss something personal.
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Why are you still here?
I am here because Flemeth commanded me to aid you. Why? Do you wish me to leave? I can do so if you prefer.
Do you want to leave?
If I wanted to leave, then I would go. I remain, so do not ask such pointless questions.
Damn it. Oh, that was a lot. Sorry. Alright, so we got Sten his sword. Now what? We could go back to the forest and try and finish that. I think we're camped. We're camped here in Redcliffe, I think, because I got the sword from Twin and then went straight to camp. So, we could go up, start Orzammar, or do the Mage Tower. We'll get a new companion up here. We get to see one of my favorite characters here. Let's go up to Orzammar.
As you say.
See the dwarven city.
Yes.
Bring you. Bring
Indeed.
you and bring
Yes.
for now. Wow, we didn't get waylaid. Alright. Last time we came through here, we got jumped by bounty hunters, who are still here, looks like.
Look at all these people hawking their wares. It's almost like a little city.
Let's see what kind of people we got around here.
I paid a ransom for a trade permit. They can't do this.
Uh-oh.
If there's civil
Trouble.
war, what will happen to us?
Trouble.
It will be done.
More things we have to deal with.
Perhaps there'll be better trading in Redcliffe.
They think they're isolated now? Merchants won't risk this happening again.
Oh, hello.
I've told you what I can, I swear to you.
I'd like to see your wares.
Oh, certainly.
Get some recipes.
Thank the Maker, my brother and his family made it out of Lothering. He said that the Darkspawn attacked it the very next day.
The Darkspawn took Lothering, did they?
I don't know. I expect so, since there was no one there to stop them.
Well, it won't be much longer until those monsters get here. There doesn't seem to be anyone fighting them now.
I'm here. Never fear.
I didn't get into this business to sit on my goods.
So, let me get this straight. You were a cloistered sister?
You must have been a brother before you became a Templar, no?
I never actually became a Templar. I was recruited into the Grey Wardens before I took my final vows.
Do you ever regret leaving the Chantry?
No, never. Do you?
Yes. You may not believe it, but I found peace there. The kind of peace I've never known.
It used to get so quiet at the monastery that I would start screaming until one of the brothers came running. I would tell them that I was just checking. You never know, right?
No, I never did anything like that. I enjoyed the quiet.
Suit yourself. The look on their face was always priceless.
Hello, Aaron.
Oh, you wish to talk to me? Truly, it's a courtesy for one so well-armed to notice a lowly merchant.
You live on the surface?
Someone has to. Trade with other races can dry up. We surfacers are Orzammar's lifeline. Even if we're denied a caste, the Assembly says we've turned our back on the stone, but they still use the goods we bring. Hypocrites.
That's not right. Someone should do something.
Maybe it'll change by the time my children are grown.
How often do you restock in Orzammar?
Twice a year. I'm confined to a trade stall in the Commons, but I see enough. It's very closed in. My grandfather says I've lost my stone sense. I was born topside. I don't remember having it.
Never mind, I should go.
Best of luck to you.
The Assembly is deadlocked. No one knows when they'll reopen the city.
We closed the city.
They've lost all sense. Orzammar will starve.
I demand an audience to insult all of Ferelden. King Loghain will not...
Vieta.
Hello.
This land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
Why have your people retreated like this?
They hide because they are dwarves.
I would challenge any race to fare as well. Our king is dead. Endriniducan returned to the Stone Knot 3 weeks ago. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
I am a Grey Warden. This treaty obliges Orzammar to aid me.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the Royal Seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner? In the name of
Flipping
King
the
Loghain,
bird as
I
I walk by.
demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
Ooh, how much intimidate do I have? Run to your false king. The dwarves will not hear him today.
You'll hear of this. King Loghain will see you quartered.
King Loghain can suck my dick.
You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
Well, king's dead. They need a new king. That sounds...
Follow, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. We prefer that outsiders not witness our infighting, but your presence will be tolerated.
Do love being tolerated. Well...
Do you think they sell miniatures of these in the city? I would love to have some on my mantle.
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Fuck yeah, Branka.
Mother, I don't want to be like her. She...
Don't say that! Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Yes, Mother.
Yes.
Excuse me while I grab some XP.
Of course. As you say, it will be done.
For the love of Aragons, please, spare a few bits for an old man.
I would if I could.
Spare a few bits for an old man.
But I can't.
You were in the chantry. You are a priest?
No. I was a lay sister of the chantry.
Which means...
I lived and worked in the chantry, but I did not take any vows.
So you dabbled in priesthood then?
Oh no, the lay sisters don't have the same sorts of duties as priests at all.
So you were not a priest, did none of their duties, and took no vows, but you lived among them?
Yes.
You were a house guest of the chantry?
Sort of.
Oop. Where's the pixel? There we go. Zoning committee. Ugh. Bureaucracy. Ugh.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
You not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Dude! Well, that was, quite a welcome. Yeah, I am gonna just save here.
I'll have him in the Legion.
Hi. What the hell just happened?
Vieta, Surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
Can a city function like this? No, let's just be polite. The Blight is coming. I need Orzammar's assistance.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here.
Paragons?
Surfacers appoint no paragons? Truly, you're lost in all that sky. They are the best of us, declared living ancestors. If you must be our
That's
warden,
not quite how
at
that
least
works, but
know
okay.
us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Sounds like Balin and Harrowmont are the ones to talk to.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
I should get going.
Yes, you should.
Well, let's poke around a little.
Did you see
Uh-oh.
that?
Don't do
I
that,
cannot
please.
believe what this city has come to. This would never have happened when Endrin was alive.
This Balin, is that King Endrin's son?
Aye. What a terrible burden for a father to have only Balin left of 3 fine sons. In the end, Endrin himself recognized that Balin cared for nothing but power. It was Endrin who ordered his son away from his deathbed and embraced Lord Harrowmont as his heir.
Is Harrowmont qualified to rule?
He is a good man and a skilled general. King Endrin trusted him with his life, and I will do no less.
Who are you?
I am Narav Helmi, 3rd daughter of the 2nd matron of House Helmi. And you, stranger? What brings you to Orzammar at such a time?
I am Uthanara, a Grey Warden, and I am here seeking aid.
A Grey Warden? That explains why they allowed you past the gates. What kind of aid do you mean?
I have a treaty compelling Orzammar to aid against a blight.
A blight? Now? But our warriors are killing each other in the streets. I'm sorry, stranger. I fear there will be no aid for you in Orzammar. If you seek Lord Harrowmont's support, I suggest you talk with his trusted advisor, Dulin Ferrender. He might be able to get you an audience.
Thank you.
You could not have come to Orzammar at a worse time.
Everybody's clothes are flashing, that's usually a bad sign. Hopefully the game won't crash at important moments.
I miss old Indrin. He was a good man.
What happens if the Assembly never picks a king?
That's a store, the door is locked.
The great paragon Franca will never return. The ancestors have taken her from this world.
Nug Wrangler.
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too.
Nugs,
Never
nugs.
Common nugs. I don't like those. They look dirty.
No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
These things dangerous?
Gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say.
If I see any nugs, I'll send them your way.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
I mean, I think you need 2 if you're gonna breed them and make more, you know?
Excuse me, do you have
Dagna! Hello, Dagna.
You look like you're not from around here.
Yes, you could say that.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
The Circle of Magi?
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Why wouldn't they?
No dwarf has ever studied at the Circle of Magi. I guess you never read First Enchanter Caitlin's treatise concerning dwarfs and the non-heritability of magic. He tested dwarfs from 20 bloodlines and found they couldn't perform any level of spell casting, regardless of lyrium exposure or time on the surface. The Circle speculates that lyrium in the stone shields us from spiritual influences, and over time made us immune to them.
So, what do you want with the Circle?
I want to go to the Circle to study. I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
I can bring the Circle your request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcasts. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperium's Verticum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
She's so enthusiastic and adorable. I'm glad we're helping her.
Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Gotta love someone who's super into learning. Hello.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's Luxury Goods Shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
Are you alright?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Or maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad vein. I cut myself and the dust got straight in the blood. Since then, it's been a little hard for me to concentrate. Except when forging, then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work you've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself.
Aren't dwarves immune to lyrium's effects?
Of course we are. Weak surfacers like you touch the raw ore, and you'll bleed from your eyeballs in hours. Weird seeing how big you are. Even surface dwarves lose it. Us down here, though, we should be able to handle it just fine. Only not too much, and not every day, and not breathing the dust, and not direct in the blood. Ancestors' own bad luck.
Huh, okay. Let me see your wares.
Right. Best in the trade, you know. I work the ore myself.
In these kinds of games, I rarely ever, like, buy equipment. I usually just upgrade with whatever I find, but... some cool stuff here. Alright, thank you. That's a diamond quarter. Let's go check everything else out before we go to a different zone. A nug! You wrangle the nug into a box, ready for delivery to Orzammar.
Of course.
Oh, there's so much XP down here. Oh, hello.
What's this? An elf? I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesh's permission. And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
Why do you need patrols?
Don't let the comm fool you. The Darkspawn are down there, aren't they, Commander?
Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack.
Actually, they've made their move. On the surface.
The surface? But I thought the vermin never went up that far except
during blights. Ancestors save us if that's what's happening.
Are Darkspawn the only danger in these tunnels?
Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and other vermin.
Deep stalkers?
Ugly beasts they are. Walk on two legs, but they have the head of a worm and hunt in packs. Watch out. They're not afraid to take on a group their own size.
Are there no dwarves past this point?
A few outposts. Legion of the Dead, mostly. Fools that they are. Some scavenger types, too.
Legion of the Dead?
It's an independent company of soldiers. They accept no command but their own. Anyone who can bear arms can join, no matter his crimes. Or sanity. They hold a funeral when they join, and swear their only goal is a glorious death.
Cool. I should go.
Alright. For your sake, I hope you've no reason to come here again.
Oh, I'm sure I will. Hey, I found a nug.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell.
I got a nug for you. Here.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Nugs, 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 nugs. Ah! They're all over the place. Got another one.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen, but there's more out there.
Nugs, 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 nugs. Alright, that I think is the main palace. Yeah, it is. Oh, alright, that's where Dagna's hanging out. Oh, hello.
Ancestors guard my son, for he is lost in darkness. Mothers keep him safe, for you know what it is to mourn.
Oh, there's a nug over there.
I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone.
No, we're in the trees. What were you praying for?
My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Rock. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
Safe return? Your son is missing?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
Did anyone go after him?
The captains don't want to lose anyone searching for stray men. Too many were taken by darkspawn that way.
We shouldn't abandon him. I'll look for him if you want.
How? There is no way except to brave the deep roads yourself.
I'm a Grey Warden. That's what we do.
A warden? So you could do it. Only wardens face the deep roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers. Please, find me as soon as you return.
Nook, nook, nook. Like weird naked mole rat rabbits.
It's about time the darkspawn started attacking the surface. They bothered us for far too long.
That looks like a
Should
tavern.
have stayed in that cage.
Welcome to the underground.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for.
Your allegiance to this Balin is clear. Why?
Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not.
You approve of this chaos?
Can't find ore without splitting some stone. My investments are solid, I'll be fine. The Assembly has done us a favor. They've shown just how loose the sand is under our feet. It opens people to change.
Blight is coming. Orzammar can't be divided.
Orzammar will decide what we can or can't be. Blight may be imminent on the surface, but our warriors are well seasoned against dark spawn.
Yeah,
there will be topsiders
but there's
left
like
for trade.
a
There's
lot
no end to you.
of darkspawn. Yeah, let me see what you have.
I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
Just gonna grab everything marked as a gift, cause I like giving my people stuff. Cause then they like me more and they get stronger in battle. Nug? Nug. Excuse me, there's a nug. Alright, I'm carrying 2 nugs. Oh. Hello, you have an exclamation point over your head.
Maker's blessing on you, brother.
I didn't think dwarves believed in the Maker.
I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Don't dwarves worship their ancestors or something?
There is resistance. It's obvious the world wasn't created by the mortal souls who dwelt within it. But Orzammar persists in worshipping its paragons and forefathers instead of the Maker.
Let them worship whatever they like. The Kun is the only way to enlightenment.
If that's true, then he will come to it in time.
Perhaps. Each must find his own way to the truth.
Are you saying you will help?
What do you need from me?
Do you have any influence with the Shaper of Memories? The Shaper controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memories' permission to open a prayer meeting.
The Shaper of Memories?
The Shaper of Memories controls the Shaperate, Orzammar's record system. Like the Chantry's historians, but more thorough. They track the births and lineage of every dwarf born in the city, every property sale, death in battle, marriage, or divorce.
If I bump into the Shaper, I'll be sure to mention it.
I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always.
No touchy.
If this chantry could help just one person as much as it helped me, it's worth any trouble.
Please, let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
Yeah. Oops. That goes to Dust Town. That's the tavern. We should go in there. Oh, armorer. Imports was locked. Diamond Quarter. Proving grounds. Alright, let's check out the tavern and then the armorer, because that's Dagnus dead.
I once drank a thimble of dwarven ale, woke up a week later in Jada wearing nothing but my shoes and a towel.
Strong stuff. Actually, let's pause here for a moment. Alright, we're back. Let's check out this tavern. You have a name.
Atrust Vala, stranger. You must be the Grey Warden we heard about. Welcome to Tapsters. I'm Cora, your hostess. How may I serve you?
I'd like to hear a bit about the city.
So you come to Tapsters? I guess you're not asking for anything official, or you'd be at the Shaperate. But I can certainly give you a mole's eye view.
Is there any place I should see while I'm here?
The nobles stay upstairs, except when they're slumming. You'll find the assembly there, the palace, the Shaperate, and plenty of estates. Down from here is just Dust Town or the mines, so my recommendation is avoid. It's not part of the city, just some old tunnels where the castlists build their nest. No one goes there if they can help it. But if you want fun, your best bet is the Proving.
What's the Proving?
It's a chance for all the best fighters in Orzammar to test their skills. There's a tournament today. Arenas between here and the Diamond Quarter.
I'd like a drink.
With 52 types of ale, 17 types of mead, and a dozen imported wines, we should be able to serve your needs. What do you have?
I want mead. I love mead.
I have an award-winning honey mead. Surface Family ships it down here every month. Only 1.5 silvers a mug.
Sold.
1 honey mead coming right up. I hear you spoke to Lord Harrowmont. He's a good man. Puts Orzammar's needs above his own. Well, I have other customers to see too. If you need anything else, just call me over.
I don't think I did, but okay. Patrons, waitress. You have a name.
In dwarven baboragas vi in vaga bellathak. And in the risha saradova hatin wimedwa. Nasun kalanovru and premalanova. Arhante kaparagan veram de shiram de sea. Dinna vreka ansordans netek varaks kor helvarik.
Afternoon, stranger. You looking for a stool to share a brew?
Who are you?
Name's Naveen. I fight with Prince Balin's expeditionary field unit. Yourself?
Who's your unit fighting?
Darkspawn. Not much use in turning our weapons elsewhere while those vermin still live.
I've never been in the Deep Roads.
Every Grey Warden ends up there. That's where they send you when you're ready to leave this world. Go die in the dark, putting away as many vermin as you can. Getting more crowded these days, though. Lots of people interested all of a sudden. We go back tomorrow, and we're not the only ones.
What are you looking for?
Balin ordered us in at first bell. He's splitting us into 4 teams to search for some of the lost Tigers. Looking for signs of Bronca, I guess. Seems to be who everyone's after.
Who's Bronca?
Bronca was a paragon, some kind of great smith or whatnot. But she went batty and let her whole house into the Deep Roads more than 2 years ago. No chance she could have survived. And a lot of good men are gonna die looking for her corpse. Excuse me. This brew is starting to taste awful bitter.
They're everywhere! I can't take it!
Any nugs around here? Hello.
Get away! You'll change like the rest! Monsters hidden in all my friends!
Is this Darkspawn corruption or just madness?
There's things older than Darkspawn. And once you're in the story, they find you. See? I found copies. All from the same pen, and older than the ones in song. Dormant my ass. Take them. I want out. I won't disappear chasing a lie.
Okay.
I won't.
3 weathered parchments with 3 versions of the same incomplete story. And when his kingdom fell, so disappeared the stolen riches of an age, the beast, the unbound, dormant until one of true spirit claims his throne. So must hunt the hero of its people, the principled who would search for ancient evil. This is how they can make a real difference. Scribbled in the corner in a shaky hand. 3 pages, 3 ages, same story, updated. Same as the tavern song, but older. Signature torn on purpose. But compare and get Vilm Maidon. All from him. How? Cool. Some sort of madness.
Well, I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy? And then he practically slapped me.
Hello.
Lord Dennick Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
I mean, I wouldn't say it works fine. Most humans treat my people like you're casteless.
But there are those like you who see this with concern, no? Well, I've taken the time to actually talk to the other castes. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent deshers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the assembly. Orzammar is so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the castes are even necessary.
How does the caste system work, anyway?
Badly. Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple, I guess. The king and elected deshers of the assembly are at the top. Then it's the nobles. Then the warriors and all the craftsmen. At the bottom are servants. The casteless and criminals are below even that. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill.
So, you get to vote on the next king.
Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality.
Who are you voting for?
I doubt either candidate has been outside the Diamond Quarter in his life. But Lord Harrimont seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning.
I should get going.
As you wish.
Ah. Alright, it's the tavern.
Very well.
Let's go talk to Dagna's dad.
Welcome to Jannar Family Armorers. I must say, you look like our type of people. Looking for a new set of mail? At Jannar's, we have everything from leather to platinum.
You know anything about what's happening with the king?
I stay out of politics. It's not good for a smith to get the attention of those who grant vendors licenses. Lord Harrimont's a fair man. My father did business with him. He always paid on time. But the Idukans have served us well. If it is the ancestors' wisdom to keep them on the throne, I cannot object.
Are you part of the Smith cast?
Aye, for 100 generations. My father made his name by inventing a fall and tacit, which were integrated into the cuirass. But, I'm guessing by your face you're not a smith yourself.
Nah. Wasn't the Paragon Bronca a smith?
That she was. The best to walk these tunnels since Carradine himself. Threw it away, chasing old dreams, though.
Who's Carradine?
The best smith who ever lived, bar none. He gave us the secret of forging golems that could walk, talk, and defend our borders. When we had them, no dwarf had to risk himself against the Darkspawn. It was a golden age for the Smith caste. His work was lost centuries ago when his tide fell to the Darkspawn. No one even knows where it is anymore.
What do you mean Bronca threw it all away?
Didn't last 6 months as a noble before she set into the deep roads looking for ancient secrets. Now she's dead in the tunnels. All that brilliance, wasted.
Janar, do you have a daughter named Dagna?
Aye. Has she been bothering you? Gets a whiff of surface stink and she's like a cave tick. Won't let go.
No, she hasn't been any bother.
Oh, good. Well, let me know if she does trouble you any.
She wants to become a mage. I'd like to help her study with the mages.
Do you even know what that means? If Dagna goes to the surface, she forfeits her caste. She'll never be able to marry or work in Orzammar again. Dwarves don't do magic. Dagna knows that. It's just a childhood fantasy that dies hard. Please, if you see her, send her back and let me talk some sense into her.
Alright, doggy. Yes, we'll get moving. Alright. Let's go poke about the castless people down here in Dust Town. And then we'll go up to the Diamond Quarter, find the Shaper, talk to all the important people.
Let me guess. This is where the poor people live.
There's a rich one. We'll get plenty for that kit once we cut them out of it. Well, I suppose you could try.
The rich one. We'll get plenty for their kids once we cut them out
Nice try.
You should run while you can.
I will not falter. Now you die.
Yes.
Is that all you got?
Worked out well for ya, didn't it? Hi.
Who are you? You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw, and that's not much of a uniform.
No, you're right, it isn't. I'm Othanara, Grey Warden.
Oh, you looking for a chance to bring in some coin? Could be I have that opportunity. Especially for someone with a few connections above ground.
I'd have to hear what you're asking.
Human kings, you know, they make these ridiculous laws. Like about who gets to buy and sell lyrium, the sacred gift the stone provides us to show her love. No law should regulate that. The laws are meant to keep mages away from the stuff, so there's always buyers in the Circle Tower. I got one man named Godwin. He's expecting a delivery of a stone's weight. You want an investment opportunity? I could see fit to, say, sell you that lyrium instead, at the reasonable price of 50 sovereigns. You can keep it, or, since you can travel freely from here, sell it to Godwin, who you know is buying. And if you bring back his return order, I could pay you, say, 20 sovereigns as a finder's fee.
It must be dangerous if you're paying so much.
More so for someone like you, I guess. Most dwarves born down here have a natural immunity. Other races, there are problems if they spend too long with the ore. The real issue is that lyrium's valuable. It's only found down here, and human mages can't work without it.
Sounds like I wouldn't approve your kind of opportunity.
Long as you keep your eyes down and your mouth shut, we've got no further business.
Sure. I mean, I'm not gonna get, like, too involved with legality down here. None of my business. Sten, you're too tall.
What are you looking for? We got nothing to buy for the likes of you. Or maybe you wanted to sell.
This doesn't look like a store.
Well, our business is kind of covert, if you know what I mean. It's illegal in Orzammar for me to engage in protected trade, but they look the other way if I share things with my friends. For money.
I have some spare equipment. What will you give me?
Why don't you take a look?
Of course.
Hey, got any nugs down here?
Your clothes are so fancy. Did you get them topside?
Yeah.
My mam used to say they don't got no stone to protect them topside. If I go up there, I'm gonna fall into the sky.
You just have to hold on real tight with your feet. No, that doesn't happen.
Yes. When my dad left, he never came back. Who's to say he didn't fall up, eh?
I have to go now.
Don't fall into the sky when you go back up there.
You have name, you have exclamation point.
Well, look at that. It's not often old Nadezda sees a fine-dressed stranger here in Dust Town. Help a poor cripple.
Here's 5 silver. Buy yourself some food.
Well, thank you truly, my lord. That's right good of you. It takes a stranger to notice how bad things are, huh? No dwarf would lift a sodding finger. Excuse my language. What takes you out of the diamond quarters, stranger? You got a vice you're looking for old Nadezda to fill?
Tell me about Dust Town.
It's pretty much as you see it. The raw stone where the casteless live, because we're not welcome elsewhere. You're born to wear a branded face in Orzammar, and you'll live your life in Dust Town.
What do you mean by brand?
Means you don't exist. It tells everyone who sees you not to work with you, not to serve you, and not to care if you're hurt. The Deep Lords burn it into us the day we're born, so no one accidentally oversteps her place.
How did you get crippled? Even though I would never ask that in person, because that's not a question you ask someone.
I'd say it was an accident, try to get some sympathy coin, but you look like you'd rather hear the truth. I was running protection for the Carta when some guardsmen caught me. Duster I was with had coin for a bribe, but I took a stand. Guardsmen broke my sodding kneecaps and had me kneel in dung until the infection set in. Never healed proper.
What's a Carta?
Well, now I know you're not from here. The Carta's who runs Dust Town. Jarvie has got her boys everywhere. They tell you, and you jump, because they're the only ones with the coin and the steel to get whatever they want.
Sorry to hear that, but I should go.
I'll just stay out of your way then.
Spare... Have you a coin to spare, my lord? It's for my son. He's sick. He hasn't any clean clothes to wear or anything to eat today. Neither have I.
Here's 5 silvers. Buy yourself a meal.
Thank you. that a stranger would care so much when my own family barred me from their halls unless I'm willing to. But no, I can't bear to even think of it.
What's wrong?
My name is Erlinda. I wasn't always like this. I was born to a mining caste family. We weren't wealthy, but I never went hungry before. Now it's all gone, and it's my own fault. Ancestors curse me, but there's nothing I can do to set it right.
What does your family want you to do?
My son's father is casteless, as is he. I used to be a miner, but my parents stripped my caste and refused to accept me back. Unless I agree to abandon the child in the deep roads and pretend I never bore him.
That's horrible.
I cannot abandon my baby. The Shapers teach that only children of true lineage exist, not those born casteless. But they never carried a child. He cries like any other infant, and smiles when he's warm and full. I can't kill him because of an accident of birth, an accident I forced on him.
I am not going to persuade this woman to kill her child. Maybe I could reason with your family.
You would do that? But why?
Don't look a gift warden in the mouth. I don't like to see a child suffer. Orzammar must change with the times. No, it's personal. I don't like to see babies suffer.
Then I cannot offer enough gratitude. But I warn you, my father is a stiff-necked man. His name is Ordell, and he's usually at Tapster's in the evening. I do not think he will listen to you. But I will wait anxiously to see if you can do what you promised.
Ordell at Tapster's. Okay. Oh, I thought this was the... Oh, that door is. I think this is where we live if we start as a dwarf. Alright, let's head up to the Diamond Quarter, stop in Tapster's on the way. Already forgotten the guy's name, but I'm guessing it's the one with the arrow over his head. Ordell.
What are you looking at, stranger?
Are you Ordell?
I could be. What business is it of yours?
I met your daughter.
I have no daughter. Could be you met a castless whore claiming she was once mine.
Uh-huh. If you don't take Erlinda back, she'll die.
What? You think she'd die just to keep that thing? She knows what she has to do to come home. I never wanted her gone. Just the little cur. Can't she see she'd have a better life if she got rid of it?
Oh, great. Could you pretend your child never existed?
I've been trying. It's not as easy as I thought. Look, just tell her... We never meant to hurt her. It just seemed best that... Oh, just tell her to come home. Her mother and I are waiting for her.
Poof, he's gone. Zip zappity zoop.
Very well.
Oi! Oi! Could I just yell it from over here?
You're back. I thought you weren't coming. What did he say?
What did you want me to do again? Your father wants you both to come home.
Both of us? I don't believe he said that. I've never heard him refer to my son as anything but trash. He calls him it. But maybe Mother convinced him. Or you did. Oh, my friend. I cannot thank you enough. If this were a story, my son would grow to manhood and pledge himself as a knight in your service. When he grows up, I will send him to you. I promise.
What am I gonna do with the kid? Alright, Liliana. Leveled up. Alright. Headed back out. Talk to Dagna on our way.
You're back? But it takes 2 weeks and 4 days minimum to make the journey to the Circle Tower.
Why do I get the feeling charting routes to the Circle Tower is one of her favorite hobbies?
I'm guessing you haven't left yet.
I mean, I gotta do all this shit here. I'm not leaving Orzammar until this election is resolved.
Well, I've waited 19 years. Another month won't kill me.
Such an optimist. Yeah, I can't go into so-and-so's emporium. That's a meat place. Did I pick up more nugs for you? I have
You're
two.
the best wrangler I've ever seen. You're the best wrangler I've ever seen. I trust Vala, my nug wrangling friend.
More nugs.
As you say.
Noble.
You have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ailing for want of a king.
Orzammar garden.
News of the hour. Questions remain as to Lord Balin's involvement in King Endrin's death. Possibility of patricide scandals shocking.
Diamond Mall. Ooh. I mean, Sten has his sword, but what if we give him a maul? Hey, what's up?
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
Sure.
I hope you'll support Lord Harrowmont.
News of the hour.
Hey, he's over here too.
Lord Harrowmont's insinuations against Lord Balin revealed the truth. Could Harrowmont be the true cause of King Endrin's death? Shocking allegations.
Slanderous nonsense. Wait, what is this? That's the Royal Palace. I should look at the map again. Oh, wait, that's the deep roads. No? This is what I want. Yeah, Royal Palace, House Harrowmont, Chamber Assembly is there, I guess, but we want to find the Shaper. Hey everybody, how's it going? That's the Shaper. That's a dead end. Hello?
Thief!
Ah!
Who would dare take from the memories? Orden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shaper. What have we been reduced to?
Did you get a good look at him?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine! He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Well... Oh, we got a bunch of stuff. Speak to the assembly lords. Oh man, there's a bunch of books in here for reading. You know what reading means? XP. Excuse me, I'll talk to you in a second.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
What kind of research?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last Blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
Oh, is that so? I'm a Grey Warden. I'm not afraid of the deep roads.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrimont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
It will be done.
Reading books. All these books. Ah, I love it. This is where you would find me if I was a dwarf. In the dwarf library.
As you say. Yes.
In my soul, I'm a librarian of some sort. Archivist, transcriptionist, scribe, sort of thing. Wall of memories. That's not a wall. Hey, there's a treasure chest. Ooh, the search for the true prophet. Oh, it's a book. Gloves of Diligence. 34 strength. Whew. I don't think even Sten has that much strength. Yeah, no. Maybe one day we can beef our boy.
As you say.
Alright, now we can come talk to you. Now that we've pillaged your books.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
How do you know who I am? I mean, that's a silly question. I'm an elf walking around Dorktown.
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
Ooh. I would like your permission to open a chantry. No, I don't want to.
That is an odd request.
Yeah, I know.
Especially for one so new to our city.
One of Orzammar's own has returned to spread the chant.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
The Chantry's charities could greatly aid Orzammar.
What sort of charities do you mean?
Chantry cares for widows and orphans. The Chantry can provide work for the casteless. They're not going to care about that. The Chantry will educate children of all castes. Educate children.
I am not certain this is in Orzammar's best interest.
Damn.
Our castes have served us well, but it's possible this service could benefit our people, Very well. He may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
Tell me some of Orzammar's history.
We were a great empire once, outnumbering even humans and elves. We traded with your Tevinter Imperium, and our land stretched as far in the deep roads as theirs did above. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn.
Where is Kal Sharok?
At the other side of the old Empire. During the last Blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kal Sharok is the only other city to outlast the Blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
Yeah, I bet. How'd you lose your golems?
The Paragon Caradon, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the Darkspawn. One golem is worth 12 dwarves in battle. But Caradon's
can't be
tie
infected
far
by
into the deep
Darkspawn
roads.
taint.
When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
What's a Tig?
They are to us what a colony is to surfacers.
Oh, okay. Enough history. Let's talk basic Orzammar again.
I will settle your mind if I can, Warden.
What's the difference between an ancestor and a paragon?
All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to paragon. A paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly recognizes they've been born blessed. They are venerated as living ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name.
And that's what Branka was?
Branka is a paragon, now and into death. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before she had seen 20 years, she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it. It earned her paragon status.
How did the caste system come to be?
According to our legends, 7 brothers founded our empire. The youngest, Bloadlik, was the wisest and was chosen king. His children formed the noble caste. The eldest, Giachet, trained his sons to defend their king. They became the warrior caste. Shotgyar founded the artisans. Orzatyar forged our first swords. It was Orzammar who dug the mines that became our city's foundations. The twins Koapar and Noct both founded trading houses, but Noct was wounded in battle. On his recovery, he swore to serve his brother's sons.
What about the casteless?
The casteless descend from criminals and those repudiated by their own families, or who chose to go to the surface and live by human laws. They have no ancestors to guide them and no families to claim them. They should not have been born. Their parents defied their shame and brought cursed children into the world. It's better they die young.
Seems easier for you to dismiss them.
Their births are not recorded in the memories. In Orzammar, they do not exist. Is there something more pleasant you wish to discuss?
Let's go back to my first questions.
Please, speak your mind.
I'm sorry to disturb you. Goodbye.
Your presence here has been recorded in the memories. I wish I knew what significance it has.
Oh, I'm sure you'll find out. Alright, so we can go tell What's-His-Face that he can have a prayer meeting. We have another thing to look for in the deep roads when we end up going there, because I'm sure we will. But while we're here, let's check out the assembly and the fancy pants houses. Hi. Oh, Vartog, you're the dude.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartog Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
I need aid against a blight.
Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now the difficulty is, that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Can I talk to Balin?
You must understand, Harrowmont hides behind his good reputation while sending spies and assassins. Balin can't know who to trust. It's been like a knife in the heart for Balin to see so many of his father's men stand with the usurper.
I thought King Endrin himself supported Harrowmont.
That hurts worst of all. That Harrowmont would take advantage of the dying king's delirium to plant such poisonous suspicions against his own son. After that, you understand why Balin cannot trust the word of a stranger, however reputable that stranger may be.
Sure, I guess. What must I do to prove my good intentions?
Harrowmont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harrowmont's deception, I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
I'll have to think about this.
Don't expect this offer to last. If my prince hears you swore allegiance to his enemy, he won't be so friendly next time. I will be here if you change your mind.
This quest is always kind of a pain, because, like, Lord Harrowmont is the better person, but Balin wants to bring about a change for the city and to, like, kind of bring it more into the future, and it's actually better for the city if he becomes king, but he's a shithead. So it's, like, not an easy decision.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Very well.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Oh, this sounds like it's going well.
The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
I move for a vote of no confidence in Chancellor Valorum. Well, that sounds like it went well.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the assembly of the clans. Only Deshers and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
I'm just observing, pay me no mind.
Oh, Stone. You must be the Grey Warden. I completely forgot about the Gate Guard's message. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
So who has the authority to aid me?
Dulin Ferender, Harrowmont's man, can be found at the Harrowmont estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince Balin's second, is often here in the assembly. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
I'm trying to remember. I think I went with Harrowmont last time, so I'll probably go with Balin this time. Alright, what do you want me to do?
I hope you're not wasting my time with more dithering. The choice I gave you was clear. If you want Balin to support you in your surface war, you'll have to help him take the throne.
Who are you again? What exactly did you want me to do?
Harrowmont tried using the same plot of land to buy the votes of both Lady Dace and young Lord Helmy. I have the promissory notes to prove it, but neither of them would listen to anyone they knew favored Balin. As a neutral party, you could present the evidence and convince them Lord Harrowmont plans to cheat them.
Where'd you get the promissory notes?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries.
Tell me more about Lady Dace and Lord Helmy.
I'm asking you to deliver a message, not enter marriage negotiations. Now, are you going to help or not?
I mean, it helps me to know a little bit about these people. Alright, I'll go find them.
Don't bother me again without something to report.
Fuck you. Ah, hello.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender.
Hello.
Second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor.
Yes,
Word is
so I
spreading
heard.
that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I would speak with Lord Harrowmont.
In an ordinary time, Lord Harrowmont would be honored to meet you. Unfortunately, we've already caught more than one of Balin's spies approaching Harrowmont under a pretense of friendship. So I'm afraid I won't be able to take your word. If you want to speak to Harrowmont, you will need to prove he can trust you.
What do you want me to do? Denounce Balin publicly?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrowmont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
Do you want me to find out why your fighters dropped out?
That would be enlightening. Though I hope you won't pry too deeply into things they don't wish revealed. If you wish to show your loyalty, enter the proving as his lordship's champion. With your order's reputation, I've no doubt the ancestors would favor your arm. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
Okay. I don't want to start picking sides.
Then I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Lord Harrowmont cannot risk his life working with someone of unproven loyalties. If you change your mind, let me know. The proving is this afternoon, and Lord Harrowmont could certainly use you on his side.
Okay. Royal Palace.
As you say.
Heck was that? Ah! The fuck? Witnesses.
Need to fight shortly. So shall it be! You As you say.
We have done well!
Fuck yeah. The fuck was that about?
The ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act.
I guess.
Desperate times drive people to strange things.
Yeah, I guess. Drive people to murder.
Very well.
Don't mind me, I'm just poking around the royal palace, opening chests. Ooh, dwarven armor boots.
It will be done.
Many of King Endrin's belongings have been rushed into storage, including trophies of his long reign. Among the boxes, a small glass phylactery. The area is unnaturally cold. Dark shapes swirl around a slip of paper within the vial. The glass fractures at your touch. Oh god! Hi! You're a revenant. You big bad scary. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. Your name is Orange. I didn't level up Alistair. Eat that. Oh, so you're gonna eat all the health potions, aren't you? Because he's focused on you. Alright, we might be able to do this. Oh shit, there goes Stem. Alright, we can do this. We can do this. Yeah! We did it! We've been keeping a pretty good 2-to-1 ratio of tainted deaths, and I would like to keep it that way. Ooh, potent. Big health potions. Binding the second corpse walker. Cast from your host, may you find no purchase on mortal ground, bound by your true name as we are sworn to do. Nathamas Bigal. Revenant and perversion of a fine daughter. No more will you test the veil, nor reach the fade to escape. Andraste hold you, demon, and bind your rage for eternity. 6 thumbprints in blood mark the end of this text. Well, that doesn't sound good. Oh shit, yeah, fire arrows. Hail Ellie! Alright, it's 9 o'clock. Actually, let's just finish poking around here in the royal palace. This is the throne of Orzammar. Can I sit on it? No, it's get XP. XP works for me. Alright. Come out here, let's level up everyone who needs leveling up, which is me and Alistair. Ooh, no flanking! Yes, please! Just keep roguing it up. And we'll save. Alright. Gonna call it here for today. We got no more taints, but we got no more deaths, which is also a good thing. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you'd like to watch previous streams, all the VODs are posted on the YouTube channel. We'll be back on Friday with some Deep Rock. And if you'd like to support me and my Gremlin nonsense, you can leave a tip or buy me something on my wish list. Or commission me, which I'll have a command for soon. Yeah. So, sorry for that blip in the middle. Not quite sure what happened, but glad it came back. And with that, I will say Dareth Shiral. See you next time.